During the 1980s, my husband Ray and I travelled throughout the UK and beyond with the band we founded called Heartbeat. Just before one of our visits to a town in the UK, one of the organisers asked if we would speak to a school's Christian union on the subject of sex. Ray almost collapsed when I told him that I had volunteered him to deliver the talk. However, despite the daunting task, Ray had prepared a talk to Christians on how to keep themselves pure in a world where sex is openly flaunted as a commodity at us. Television adverts to promote cars, drinks, or even antiperspirants nearly always seem to contain a near-naked girl. We thought there would be around 10 to 15 people attending the seminar. However, when we arrived at the school, Ray was shocked to discover that the seminar had been advertised to the whole school. There were posters everywhere. When we arrived at the venue, the place was completely packed. The subject of sex had attracted hundreds of teenagers, and most of them were not Christians. By this time, Ray was in a panic. He had prepared a talk that was totally unsuitable for the large audience that had turned up. So he tore up his notes and said a quick prayer. He then opened his seminar with the following statement: "I believe Christians are the sexiest people on the planet." Every eye was on Ray as he unpacked that statement and told everyone that the God we knew and loved had created sex for our pleasure. I'm sure some of the Christians in the building were wondering where Ray was going with this statement. And the people who are not yet Christians were thinking, hey, this man is speaking my language. Ray then began to tell them that if God created sex, then he would know the best way to use this gift. The Creator always knows the best way to enjoy his creation. He went on to explain how God wants the pleasure of sex to be enjoyed to the full within a loving, caring marriage. He had everyone in the place spellbound. Not that they all agreed with everything he said, but it gave them much to think about. In the church culture I grew up in, sex was never talked about as a gift from God. It was as though God himself, never mind the church leaders, were embarrassed about sex. When someone got pregnant without being married, the person was immediately rejected from the church. In my mind, and I'm sure in others too, it became something dirty rather than a precious gift from God. There is such a need today to speak about sex as it really is, a good and perfect gift from God, given to us for our pleasure within the context of marriage. Sexual intercourse, of course, is not just physical union. It's an emotional, spiritual, and psychological union too. And often people don't understand this and therefore get hurt through casual sex. If you have struggled in this area, then ask God to forgive you, help you, and heal you from the inside out. Our amazing God can heal every hurting and damaged heart and make you feel pure again.